Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is probably going to be a bit of a longer video, mostly because I haven't covered this stuff ever, I don't think anyway, or this in depth, so hopefully it's good, and I'll probably actually edit this video for once, so might be a bit different than my usual videos and stuff like that. But yeah, today's video is going to be over basic island info, pretty much everything you can do on an island, or I guess command wise with teams and stuff, island and top and stuff like that. First we'll go over masteries. So this will be dependent on how many island members you have. As you can see on the scoreboard that I have 0. So what that means is that I have no members besides me. I don't count as a member, the owner doesn't count as a member over here, but you still have that, you still count as the base mastery, which I'll go over in a second. There are a few different masteries you can get: mob, farming, mining, wood, and fishing, and we'll go over the basic requirements for those and talk about how having members affects that. So if we do /masteries, we can see all the different masteries. So we got mining, wood, farming, mob, and fishing masteries. You can also see your rune pouch here, master tools, and crafting here, which you also can do /mcraft to get to, just a shortcut. And then you can also click on the book to get to like various different recipes, like here, sheep minion. But we'll just stick to masteries for now so we can go over that. So I'm going to start off with mobs because a lot of people do mob killing. So that's not mob, that's a fish. So as you can see, no members. It will start out as 500 for tier 1. This is going to be for all mobs. To get tier 1, it's 500. If you have members, it's going to be the base times the amount of members. So like if I had if it was me and one other player, it'd be 500 times 2, which is 1,000. So 1,000 for tier 1 and so on. And then we'll go on to farming, which is another one of the more important ones. Click here. The base one here should be 500 too. Yeah, it's 500. So same thing with the mobs. 1,000 for 2, you and your member, and so on. We move on to mining because a decent amount of people mine. This base is 250 for tier 1, as you can see here. Yeah, so 250 for this, and then we move on to woodcutting, which pretty much no one does. That base is 100, and you can do the simple math to go on to see what it would be for how many members you have. And then lastly we have fishing, which is also 100. So those are the masteries. I have seen a lot of people say that, why didn't my masteries go down after someone leaves the island? Well, that's not how that works. Once someone joins, the masteries and spawner tiers stay up there, so there's no going back after adding. So just keep an eye out for that, so that you don't have the plan of adding someone, getting the mastery, and then kicking them, so that you get the mastery much easier than normal. Another thing that affect masteries is minions, so we could go over those shortly. So I used to have them here. So each player can place 2 minions unless they have penguin rank, in which they can place 3 minions. This was changed this season just to affect, or I think it was changed this season to affect the amount, or like the scaling masteries, because that was also changed recently. So that's why you can only have so many. So if you're on a large island and everyone has penguin rank, you can get a decent amount of minions, but it doesn't give an unfair advantage as it used to, I guess, because you could place 20 down as an island, and if you have a bunch of high tier minions, you'd get the mastery done very easily, which is a bit way too OP, so that's why we changed it. So there's that. You can also craft minions in /mcraft. I'll do a separate video on these in the future. So I'm pretty sure that's everything you need to know about masteries for the different types of islands. Solo, easier, I'd say. The more island members you have, the harder it is going to be, especially if you only have 1 or 2 people working on a type of mastery at a time. It will take ages, so this is why solo is better, at least for this season. It might be changed, who knows. We'll see in the future seasons if that happens. Next we're going to go over island value. Island value and island top has quite a bit of different things. I don't think I've ever done a video on this either, so here's your info. If you didn't know this, you do now. So to see the different types of value blocks, you can do /is block values, and it brings up this GUI with all the different block values and blocks. Now the ones down here, Cryo Obsidian, Lodestone, Respawn Anchor, those are all nether blocks which you will get from trading in the nether. I'll go over this in a separate video. You can also look back on my channel. I have a complete nether guide which goes over how to trade these. I don't believe it changed too much this season. If it did, the nether will probably be coming out this week. Yeah, we only have 1 seagull to go. So, you might see a video on this Thursday, Wednesday, something like that. It just depends on how busy I am. I'm just creating this today. It should come out on Tuesday. So, if you're watching this was recorded on Monday. But that is the value blocks. We can go over the different values I have. So, copper is 2.5, iron is 5, gold is 15, diamond is 100, emerald is 150, netherite block is 325, crying obsidian is 1 million, lodestone is 5 million, respawn anchor is 10 million, and a hopper is 2.5, so quite low. And we'll go over hoppers and the amount you can place in a second when we go over the island upgrades and stuff. To view island top, do /is top. It'll bring up 2 sections. Now this is a new thing recently. My brain is not braining and can't remember which season this was added. Might be this one, maybe the last one. Who knows? It's not a hugely important though, at least when it was added. So you can see there's teams and solo. If you have no members, like it says down here, you'll be solo. Click on this, hover over the emerald, and you can see your statistics. So as you can see, 27 hoppers placed, and then various other blocks placed. You can also see what rank you are, so 495 out of, I have no clue how many, but you can also see the different value blocks were placed and the islands. And yeah, up here we got In Your Last Breath with 200 million island value. You can also click on these if their island is public to visit their island. This is also a good way to see, they usually have high tier spawners there, so that's a good way to find islands for killing mobs. You can also click on Teams Islands, and it will say that the island isn't ranked. If you are a team island, it will be like I previously showed with the solo islands, and then you can, it says the same thing here, and it also says members at the bottom, and it says click to visit if you want to visit their island. Now, to gain value, you're going to place value blocks, which I previously showed, that list on your island somewhere. I have them down there somewhere, but I'm too lazy to go down there. So say you get like, oh, I don't know, do I have any? I do, netherite block. So here, 88,732, and you can see it's up to 89,057. So that is, I'm gonna hide so I don't get messed around with. Also push and spam it, whatever. I'll leave that to someone else. So that's how you gain island value, or at least one way. Another way is with a mythical chest. I don't know if there's any on AH. There are not. So mythical chest basically looks like an ender chest. You right click it to open it, and there will be a few different slots or options you can choose from. They range on expense. I think they have to do with, I haven't used one since season 3, so I'm a bit rusty when it comes to this, but I'm pretty sure it has to do, the different prices have to unlock, they either give more space in the chest, or yeah, I think it's just more space. So you just place blocks in there, just like you're placing it on the island, but you're not. You're just going up to a chest, putting them in, and that will eventually add value blocks or value to your island. Adding members to a solo team, like if I were to add a member right now, and if I was on solo top, I'd be moved over to teams top. So that's just a little thing that I don't know if I need to say, but there you go. And then once again, the nether will be released shortly. Hopefully it doesn't bug out and everything goes well for that. In-ships doesn't have anything to do with island value, if anyone's wondering. It's not meant for that, but yeah, there if you need it. Next, we will go over island upgrades. So there are quite a few things you need to know about island upgrades. I'll just go over briefly them because I might make a video going way more in depth on them in the future if I haven't made them already. I don't think I have. I forgot to check. But to see the island upgrades, do /is upgrade, and they will bring up this GUI. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different ones, and what you're going to want to do is deposit money or sky coins depending on what it costs. It will say here like upgrade costs 0 sky coins. It will say something else if you haven't used it or upgraded it completely already, like mob drop multiplier, for example. It costs 25,000 sky coins. One that requires both money and sky coins is the island beacon, which I have not upgraded because I'm a bit lazy, but that is what you're going to do to deposit. You can do /is bank and click to deposit, and you can also withdraw if you want for money, but it's not what I'm going to go over in this video. You can also do /is deposit sky coins and an amount like 1, and you can do the same thing with money. So just /is deposit money 1. There you go. For some upgrades, the members will need to go to spawn and back for the upgrade to take place. For example, the island size upgrade, you'll have to go to spawn or relog or something like that to get the or to show up. I don't know why it does this, it just does, but not a huge issue. Just leave the island and come back and it'll be good. I'm pretty sure that's mostly it for island upgrades. I'm not going to go over the upgrades specifically. If you want more island members, I'll go over this because you need it to get more members. Do IS upgrade and click on the armor stand for more members. It's not expensive, doesn't cost much. It's good if you want to beat a large team or something like that. And now I believe we shall go on to island missions and then various other island commands and stuff that you need to know. Okay, so basically island missions are, so if you do /is missions, you'll see that there are 3 different sections. Click the middle one, and there are going to be various different tiers that you will be able to unlock. Island members will help participate in this as well, and it's quite easy to complete these without actually trying to complete them. Just doing various tasks on your island will eventually complete them. The later tiers will be harder to complete. But yeah, if we go through here, you'll see there's a bunch of different ones. You can get a whole bunch of stuff like hoppers, auto sell chests, keys, and money, sky coins, XP, a whole bunch of different stuff. And completing these, I'm not going to go over all the words because that's just like going to take forever and I don't have that time. You can press this chest at the bottom to claim all rewards, and if you go through here, I think I've claimed all those. We'll go to higher tier. We've claimed those. Okay, so we got a survivor key there from the harvester. We also got the cultivator tag, which we had since like it was introduced. But anyway, you can complete those fairly easily just by doing random tasks, and that's basically all of the island missions. Nothing too crazy. It's there if you want to grind or get bored or something. We're going to move on to permissions next. So if you go to /is permissions, you'll see there are a bunch of different ones. So we have trusted, visitor, member, moderator, co-owner, and owner. I think only or the island owner can change these permissions and give different roles on the island different permissions. So like owner, so this would be me. You can go here, click through what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do. This is especially important for trusted members and just regular visitors. I like to click all because it's just annoying to go through all the different ones. And you can click through what you want them to be able to, and it's nothing too crazy. To trust, actually, yeah, we'll go over trust eventually, but that's how you change the permissions for different roles on the island. Fairly simple, quite useful, especially if you don't want people griefing, which is never a good thing. Anyway, next we're going to go on to Island Bank. So we did go over this on how to deposit money in Sky Coins. I think you can also do it. Is bank deposit XP? Okay, so you can't do command to deposit XP that I'm aware of. I haven't tried it. I'm not going to try it. I don't need to. It's not that useful. But anyway, you can deposit those by the ways I showed earlier. And then you can also do /isbank to view it, as I showed earlier. You can click to deposit and withdraw, except for Sky Coins. You cannot withdraw Sky Coins. Once they're in there for life. And yeah. You can also view bank logs. So if we do /is, and I'm just going to do, if I can hit the / logs, and then we'll go over logs eventually, but we can see the different logs here. So this is quite useful, especially for island owners, to see who has deposited what and withdrew what, especially if there's money that you don't know where it went. It also has a timer on when it was withdrawn. That's pretty much all there is about Island Bank. Nothing too crazy. Next we'll move on to the Island Trust. So there's a few commands you need to know. /istrust IGN. So say I want to trust 90V, for example. istrust 90V. If I want to untrust them, you can do /is untrust 90V. And we'll untrust them from the island. You can also do /is trust to view trusted members. Now this is my alt. You can click the player heads here to untrust them from the island. I don't know if it'll bring up a confirmation. I don't want to test. I don't have time to test right now. And then once again, you can do as permissions to edit the trusted role on the island. Next, we're going to go over island warps. These are quite useful, especially if you have a lot of places on your island spread out, like separate grinding spots, separate like farming teleports and stuff. Like I only have actually I don't set island warps. I just use homes. But for example, if I wanted to go here I set warp block, so that's where it's going to be. So I'm going to do /is warp block, and it will teleport you right here. To delete the warp, you're going to do /is del warp. You can also do /is delete warp block. Okay, so del warp should work, but it doesn't. Oh well, we'll live. But that's basically island warps. These warps only work for island members. No one else, like visitors. I don't think they work for trusted members either. So it's quite useful to get around on the island quick. Next, we're going to go over the island chat. This is especially useful for team islands, but I guess you can use it for your solo and you want to like keep track of stuff, but not too useful anyway. To enable it, you're going to do /is chat. It'll say island chat enabled. To disable it, you're going to do /is chat. Same way. Okay, it's enabled now. I don't know why it was. Well, we can do /is chat to enable it once again. Maybe. So there we go, it's enabled. And then you can change the different colors. So if you like test, and you say, it will say who types and then the message is there. To change the color, you can do your message like with color codes and 6 test and 6 test. You can also use bold, except it didn't actually. Never mind, that is the correct color. 4 you can do and 4 and L test for bold and stuff. You can also make a permanent color with IS chat. I think I'm doing this right. IS chat color, and then the color code like and 4. You can also do bold to make it automatically bold like this. And as you can see, it is now that color without having to type in color codes. I didn't know about this since earlier this season. It's quite handy if you're on a team island. So yeah, there you go. Next we move on to other island commands. So these are just going to be the general commands, like to create an island, and that's around view, how to create an island, deleting island, moving lucky block, and stuff like that. So first of all, we're going to start with /iscreate. Now it's going to yell at me that I already have an island, but if you do not, like, okay, I was going to test my alt, but oh well, we will live. Imagine. It's going to bring up a whole GUI with the different islands. There's a whole bunch you can choose from. There is really no difference on which one to choose. I chose default, but the default one by normal. I chose the default one because, I don't know, I've just been using it since season 1. It's my favorite anyway. And you can just use all the different ones. They all come with the same stuff. Just look a little bit different. You can do /isgo to go to your island spawn, like isgo. You can also do /ishome. I set it this way for some reason, but that's fine. To change the island spawn, you can do /isethome like this. You can set the home to the island to this location. So if I do /isgo again, you will see that it brings me back here. Now I don't want it there, so I'm just going to go up here and island set home. And so that's how you change your island spawn. This will change where everyone who visits your island goes to. So as you can see, the lucky block is over there. The hologram is not there because I got rid of it. Also, there's a helpful commands hologram, and I'll go over these, how to remove it and stuff in a second. But you can change the lucky block location with, I'm not actually going to type it or press enter. It's is set lucky block, and that is how to go over and change the block. Like if yours for some reason went missing, just stand where you want it and type that command and it will reappear. Another important one is island public and private. So do /ispublic to make it a public island so people can visit. You can do /isprivate if you don't want people visiting. It's automatically private when you create the island, so that's something good to keep in mind. Now if you're joining an island or inviting someone to the island, to invite someone you're going to do /isinvite IGN. So if I want to invite, I don't know, we'll do pure. So that's what you're going to do to invite them. Now they cannot have an island to join. What they're going to do on Java, if they get the invite, they can either do /isjoin, and then you're the person who invited IGN, like say I'm inviting Pure would type /isjoin pizza lover 5, and that's how you join the island. This is what Bedrock has to do, but if you're on Java, there will be like an accept or deny button down here, which you can click to join the island. You can also do some other stuff like /isinfo. Another useful command is /isinfo, and that brings up all the info on your island. You can also do /isinfo and say, we'll do it here. And that brings up all the information for their island, including the members, value, whether it's visitable or not, island name, and owner. To change the island name, you can do /isrename with the current or new name. You can also use color codes and stuff. To ban or kick people from the island, you can do /iskick IGN and isban. Expel also works. to get them off the island. Pretty sure that's a lot of the commands. For like some other random ones for like ore generators / ice set origin, we'll bring up the generator level, which we'll go over this in a separate video, so I'm not going to go too depth on that. You can also bring up /is to bring up the entire menu for this. You can see island region. That's not good. It will delete your island. I mean, I guess it's fine if you want to use it. You can see trusted members here as well. Permissions, we went over this. Here's the island bank, island logs. This is very useful. We'll go over this real quick. You can see the island members, trusted people, the island invites. You can see who invited who. We went over the bank already, island upgrades, and then you can see all the upgrades done and when and by who. And then you can do /is members to view the stats of all the island members and their rank. To promote them, you'll click on them and like promote or demote. You can see the different stats. This was added this season recently. It was broken at the beginning of the season, but now it's fixed, so that's nice. So those are that. I'm pretty sure that's most of the commands. You can also do /help if you need help with different stuff. It brings up this nice little GUI, and you can click on these to bring up the different commands and stuff. So here's all these. You can click on the command to run the command. But oh yeah, island settings. I can't forget that. So you can see you can change mob spawning, leaf decay, island weather, island time. I have mine set today. If you like at night, you can change that. Inhuman grief, this is an issue. I never mess around with that. Or liquid flow, because if you turn it off, ore generators will not work. We have fire spread also. The help hologram, which you have to spam to turn off. It'll be over there. And then lucky block hologram, you just click on this to turn it off as well, and then you will not have the lucky block hologram of it telling you how many breaks are left and how long you have until you can break it. I think that's pretty much it. If I left anything out, it's probably because I can't remember everything. I was gonna make a list of the masteries and the different requirements for teams, but nah, just multiply. Simple math. If you need help, let me know in the comments or DM me on Discord. I'll be able to help there. But yeah, I think that's it for this day's video. If you like it, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you all in another video. Bye everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day.